Hi guys, welcome back to IamCasa. Today I'm here in Piemonte around Colline Alfieri at CarlinDePaolo, a winery and also a family that hosted me to explain you a very special watch from Nivada, a brand from 1926, a watch that I truly like and that I have here on my wrist. And I chose this location because we have grapes. We will be seeing how wine is made and how everything here works, and also the history of winemaking and their history, and unveiling the watch around what are the vineyards. Here we are in the beautiful Piemonte in Italy, and I am at one of their locations where you can really enjoy all the landscape and everything around, because this is like 90% of the experience you really want to get when going to a place where you can find wine. And obviously I'm having this beautiful Nivada on my wrist, which will be unveiling after visiting the cantina. This is how we call it. So now come with me, and it's time to enjoy our beautiful land and some watches. So here we arrived at CarlinDePaolo. Here is where the grapes that you have seen me harvesting are delivered to be transformed in wine. Here is a very particular domain because Colline Alfieri is in the middle of Langhe, Roero and Monferrato, very popular and very known areas for wine in Italy. This is where the magic happens, is the domain, and it's where they really create all their wines and where they store it, label it and everything. Now we're gonna see the process of it, starting from the inox barrels to the real wooden barrels and obviously to the actual wine. So come with me and we're going inside to see where it goes. Here is where all the grapes harvested by hand, also by the whole company, not just by me, but they only harvest by hand. Here is where they become wine with all the chemical processes that are guided by them, by the family of CarlinDePaolo. They become literally wine. And so here they sit waiting for being bottled and being labeled. You can see a lot of pictures of all the family, which is what truly makes it happen and what's really important to them, trying to convey all the family traditions to the quality of the wine itself. And now we're going to see the rest of the part that creates a final bottle of wine. So here we are at the final stage of the process. Here the wine ages. We see the big bottles here and the big barrels. This is really a great location, and we're not just talking wines, but here we have the best of the best from CarlinDePaolo. So the most important wines and the Bricco della Cappelletta, which is their best line of products of nowadays. Now it's time to talk watches, which is our, main thing. I brought you a watch from Nivada, but first we're gonna introduce it with the box, then with the watch itself. I wanted to talk also about the box of the watch because they really respected tradition and they put a lot of work into it. In fact, alongside with the box, we do have the original tag for the watch, which is super faithful to what was in 1961 or later, and the original warranty. Now you've seen it all. Time for you to see the watches and to drink some wine. Now it's time to go deep on the watch. We're talking about the Nivada, the Chronomaster, so a Aviator sea diver chronograph, which to me is now the masterpiece of the modern Nivada. You know, Nivada, as I told you, was founded in 1926. 26. This watch was being presented in 1961 as a tremendous success and the icon from the brand, but Nivada was relaunched a few years ago by my friend Guillaume and by a team of people that brought this watches really to a new joy. This watch is, as I told you, an Aviator Sea Diver, and it was presented as a super chronograph because it had 5 functions. Chronograph, diver, so with a rotating bezel, second time zone, also due to the rotating bezel, 200 meters water resistant, and yachting chronograph here at the counter at 3 with a countdown, red as you can see. And a great work was put into the brand and into the watches to the relaunch of it. A book was written about the Chronomaster by my friends from Watch Books Only. The book was called Chronomasters Only, and in the book you can learn the story of Nivada, learn the story of the Chronomaster, learn the co-brandings, and learn all the various Chronomasters that were produced. This one is really inspired to the 3rd series of the Chronomasters and to the T-Swiss models, the ones with the T-Swiss on the dial. Therefore, this could be considered kind of a 3rd series also for the broad arrowed hands and for the fonts and the bezel and everything. But I really suggest you the book, which will appear in a future Books by Casa video. And this is really something because you can really tell and feel the work that was put into the brand relaunch and into this watches and into this watch right here, to be precise. We have a black dial, 38.3 millimeters case, 13.75 millimeter thickness, which is not too much on the wrist, mostly due to the great lug shape and to the strap being really cool on the wrist. Plus we have a beautiful font, a beautiful faux patina, which is a artificially created patina, which, well, I like in this scenarios and with the straps and maybe dressed a bit like wintry. It is the manual winding version here with the Sellita movement. On the wrist it wears really good and sits perfectly due to the, well, 38 millimeters case, and still is really comfortable. I do prefer it with a tropic strap, but I mean, for here this is perfect and this is best. I do like all the details that are in the watch. You have a lot of accents, a lot of different numerations, the font which is really neat and you can really read it. It's super legible. It's no longer 200 meters water resistant, so it's 100 now. And also maybe the bezel is a bit loose, but I do really like the work they put into it and all the details that were respected. And also by reading the book, I really could appreciate the watch. It's really a daily beater, as it used to be a tool wash, and therefore, you know, I wanted to present it here, wine harvesting and dealing with it and dealing with the ground and dirt and stuff. And also the engravings were respected, obviously with modern technologies and stuff, but they really were. And I'm really happy that the brand was relaunched by a passionate guy and by someone who was able to respect what was the tradition of the brand. You know, the Nivada Chronomaster was a huge success due to this many function it had, and it was kind of a game-changing watch for this, but it's a watch that you need to understand, to appreciate, and to dive into its culture and into its aesthetic. In the end, it's a Aviator Sea Diver, you know, so you have the aviation, you have the diving part related also to the sea, and you never know where you truly are with this watch, but I'm really happy. Well, now I've explained it to you in every aspect, and I hope you also appreciate it. And also, again, the watch comes not just in this configuration, but in many others, so you can really play with it. You have the lollipop hands, you have other numerals, you have limited editions, you have a lot to deal with, a lot to learn, to understand, and to be able to make you feel part of the Nivada history itself. Now it's time for you to let me know if you did like the video itself, the watch, what would you change, what would you live like that, would you wear it? Now for us it's time to have lunch, and maybe a couple more surprises. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your huge support. I'm really happy about what's coming up, and see you in the next video.